there, and welcome back to another Tessa Gaming video. Today we are going to be playing Oxygen Not Included, and we are going to be starting off a brand new world. So, if you haven't seen it already, I did actually make a tutorial going over how to pick your crew and everything, and I'll go ahead and link the little tag for that if you'd like to see that. Now, before I get started today, I would like to ask that you guys go ahead and like and comment and subscribe if you like what I do. If not, you can tell me that too. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So in that tutorial that I made about picking your characters, I already picked mine. So we're not going to actually go through all that information too much, but I am going to go ahead and name these, and I'm going to do that in the order of which I got subscribers on YouTube. Now, of course, these subscribers were actual friends of mine, but as we get into a couple more of them, they will no longer be actual friends of mine, and they will be subscribers. And I plan to do this for all kinds of games that I play. I play plenty of games where I name things. So to go ahead and jump right in, my first subscriber was Sham. My second subscriber was Caitlin. And my third subscriber was I'm Zaki. If I could spell, that would be great. And I'm going to go ahead and rename this to YouTube, so I don't forget which one it is, and I don't accidentally play this one without you guys. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and embark. Now, I have played this game a little bit, so, I do kind of understand general basics, and if you'd like to see general basics, please go ahead and look forward to another tutorial. I'll leave another comment on that when I go over basics in this game, because a lot of people, it's a lot to take in right off the bat. So I'm going to go ahead and pause right away and just go over real quick, very basics of what I do when I start. Now, obviously, you got your controls up here. I already know what I'm doing. I put it on fast forward right away, and it tells you your colony requires toilets. So that's something that we need to get in right away. Now, I don't know what my phone is doing. I've never heard this noise before. I apparently got a message from work that I'm not going to answer right now. The first thing I always do is I look at what I'm around. What oxygen is good, what's bad, where water is, etc. So it looks like I actually have a really bad start here. I think this is the worst start I've ever had playing this game. We got bad oxygen to the left. Got a little bit to the right. Of course, all the copper's around the bad oxygen, so eventually we will have to break into it. Looks like we got a little bit of water to the right. We're probably going to try to funnel this water down into here and make a big pit for water over here. Same with this. We'll try to funnel it down. I don't like having water in multiple places. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of massive amount of oxygen anywhere except for down below us. So I think to start off, what we're going to do is we're actually going to dig down, because that's going to get us a little bit of copper right in here. There's a little bit of algae in there. It'll open up a spot for our carbon dioxide to flow and our oxygen to come up. And then pretty quickly, we're going to break into this. So I'm going to go ahead and get the basic controls going on digging. And I'm just going to have them dig straight down. Have a couple of them go over here and dig a little bit here. I don't want to break that wall out, so I'm actually going to dig the other way. We'll dig this way. And go ahead and go 4 up so they can get the materials that are needed. And because I did that in the wrong order, we're going to go do this, and we'll unpause it. I do, like I said, put on fast forward all the time right away. And we're going to let them dig. So we actually have a lot of room underneath us, which I think that's the first time I've ever had that happen, which is really, really nice. I love having a start like that. Makes it very, very easy to build a even base. I absolutely, absolutely love that. And my little meeps are not going to be able to get all the way down like that, so I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to let them dig down and build down. And then I'm going to go ahead and dig 4 by 4 here, going over. I don't want to put too much room where oxygen is going to fill up, since I don't have any kind of oxygen supply yet, but I need to give room for a toilet that's not going to mess with the decor too much, because, again, these guys have really high decor, and I want them to be able to go sit up here in this fresh zone where the decor actually is nice right now. You can notice that the carbon dioxide is getting pretty bad pretty quickly. That'll easily be handled soon. My guy's already having trouble breathing. Alright, one of the other things I do when I first start a game is I go into the jobs because I have specific people for specific jobs right now. Like, as of right now, only I'm Zaki should be cooking, and only Caitlin should be doing research. Sham is going to be our combat expert, our mop harvester, and our digging expert. But we want everybody to go ahead and do that for now, so I'm not going to worry about changing any of that. Alright, now that they've got that dug out a little bit, this is where we're going to go ahead and put in a couple of outhouses. Now, I always like to start with 2 just because you never know when one's going to get full, or, well, I mean, you do know, you can look at it, but, you know, I like always just having the second one there just as a backup, just in case. That way you don't have to worry about any kind of issues, I want to say. You don't have to worry about anybody peeing on the ground and you get polluted water everywhere. It really sucks when that happens. Now, I'm actually surprised this is the first time I've ever seen copper that's actually in an open air source, so we're going to go ahead and go dig that out right away. That copper is just amazing right there. So dig that out. I'm going to pop that to priority of 9 real quick because I want them to do that. And then we're going to prop priority of 8 digging right along here because that is a lot. That is a whole lot of awesomeness right there. We're going to dig all of this out. That's so much copper right off the bat. That's always, always, always useful. Alright, then base. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple storage compactors down just so they got some places to take some. We're going to build a tile down like this because we're going to want to put a lock door here just in case polluted dirt gets on the ground. And these things cause pollution, so we don't want that issue. We just want to be able to knock that out of the way before we have to deal with it. And then we're going to go ahead and tile along the floor here. And we're going to have them dig out another 4 deep here. And tile along the floor here. Okay, so it's officially the first night. And that bathroom's not going to work because they did not finish the tile on the ground there, and that's perfectly fine. Now we got these little critters over here that we're going to need to make sure that we kill. I noticed that I watch a lot of streams, a lot of people miss these things, and they actually eat resources, and when they eat algae or copper or coal, it's a really big deal. It really, really sucks when those things start eating your invaluable materials. Now your dirt, stuff like that, not really that big of a deal, but eventually you do run out of stuff in this world, and you're going to want to just get those guys out of the way before you have to deal with them. Now with these little things here, just want to clarify, you do actually have to go in and hit sweep only or all, or they won't actually put anything in there, which is actually really, really annoying. And they did a really good job of eating this all out. I want to go ahead and dig the rest of this just to make it even. And we'll put another ladder right here for now. And we'll have them dig this out, so we don't have any issues now. If I remember correctly, that is bad. Yes, that is very bad oxygen. We don't want to break that. It does look like we're doing okay on oxygen right now. It's getting low concentration here, but we are getting enough that it's not that big of an issue. One thing we're going to want to do is we need to actually set them to dig another hole right here. You'll find that oxygen moves really slow when it's only got a 1x1 square to go through. Like, see that piece that's moving really slow? We're down here, you just see it gliding and falling. We want it all to fall down here. Like, this is going to be our oxygen, or our carbon dioxide pit down here. I generally do tend to make those really big really quickly just because you can get so overwhelmed. And a lot of times I'll have a base where like one corner gets hit really big, so I actually want to open up the entire bottom of however big my base is, so that way it just all flows down to the bottom, and I'll have stuff down there to take care of that. I'm going to go ahead and have them dig this out here, and I should be able to make a air deodorizer now, which I'm going to do. I normally like putting them at the edge, but I forgot about the airlock there, so I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to put one up here. I don't want to run wires that far, though. I have to be careful with how far I run my wires. I can't put it there. I don't really want to run the wire all the way over there. I think, let's see. Yeah, we don't really have much good oxygen up there. I mean, when I dig up, we got this big pocket. I think we're just going to have to go ahead and run the power that far, which isn't the worst thing to do. It just kind of sucks having to do that. So okay, we're going to go ahead and give them some power tools now. We're going to give them a manual generator and some electric wire. Up like this and over. like this and over. And we're going to go ahead and set up because we're going to get a computer going. But I want a battery for now. Stations, research computer. I actually did take that one too far, so I'm going to cancel that one. Because I don't want them wasting my resources when those resources can be fairly valuable this early on. Now, as you can see, they've already filled up that one container, so they do fill up very, very quickly. Okay, and I'm going to prioritize to 9 on that. I know I generally tend not to try to prioritize too much, otherwise they'll get up. They do seem to get stressed when you prioritize a lot, which that sounds really weird, but they do. And I mean, I guess it's because you're telling them what to do and it's not them choosing. So I mean, I guess it makes sense because in real life, none of us like being told what to do. I mean, and if you do, well, then any job is good for you. So we're going to go ahead and let them finish up everything, and I actually do not have any water yet, so I need to... I really hate to break that, because that's going to put so much low concentration oxygen in my base. Just so much. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pump up the oxygen for us a little bit here, because I think we looked fine on algae. See, we got some algae here, we got some algae over here, which that should be pretty good air. All that is, oh yeah, we got plenty of algae. All this up here, algae along the top too. We got some over here, all over here, some down here. So we don't have as much as some of the starts that I've had, but we really can't see too much far up. And by the time we run out of this, we should already be to the point where slime can give us algae. So we should be all right. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause while I select research. Now, when I choose to select research, there is a general process that I normally do, which is I immediately go right in for the air scrubber and the electrolyzer and the thermoregulators and the combustion, because that's what gets you really good oxygen flow. But recently I've been learning that farming is actually the way to go, and because I don't have a supercomputer, I really don't have a reason to get into too much of this, and I've only got 3 people, so I can't really push them too much. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with farming right now and get some farming knocked out, so that way we don't have to worry about it later on, and we can go ahead and get some food. Now with that as well, because they're really just sweeping right now, which I do find sweeping important because it doesn't clutter your base, which seems to actually help their stress levels, I need them to go ahead and finish getting some stuff made. So I'm going to go ahead and drop another floor in here and have them dig this out, because there is actually some coal in there, which will come in handy when we do get to the coal furnace. Have them go ahead and build all of this, just so that way I have another open space, because I need to put cots in, and I need to get to, I need to get massage tables down, cots down, and I need to get food down. So this will like be a small area for them to do their farming, because I don't want to put it down here on all the carbon dioxide, because carbon dioxide seems to warm the temperature, which means plants generally grow slower. So we want to take care of that and tackle that problem as soon as we can. But you don't want them to be too cold, so I can't really build them over here, because, I mean, this is only 20C, where, you know, over here, well, it's all 20C. 22C. I'd have to look at the plants. I honestly don't remember what the plants are supposed to be. Shama's going to town. He's just doing his job and gathering some stuff. I'm actually going to have them deconstruct this ladder, because I don't like things looking weird. It just... Once you start getting things cleaned up and everything, you might as well get rid of all that stuff. Now, I'm not going to prioritize research just because that's what she said to do, so she'll probably do that first. And we got our first new duplicate, so I'm going to go ahead and pause and go to the duplicate. And at this night cycle, this is when I'm actually going to turn the video off, and I'll start up another video that'll be in the next series. Okay, so you can't shuffle through these like before. So the immediate thing that I look for is mouth breather, out of the question. Absolutely not. Bottomless stomach, I don't like unless you've got a really good consumption of food, because that's another half of food they're going to need a day, and that adds up quick. You know, you start hitting 60-day cycles. If we get that on cycle 4, you know, that's 46 cycles to 50. Let's say to 50. 46 cycles, that's 23 extra meals that she's had. That adds up really quick. Mouth breather? No. Absolutely not. Especially not on an athletic. Like, we don't need athletic right now. Medicine is here. He can't cook. We've already got a cook, so that doesn't matter. He's uncultured, so he doesn't need the decor expectation. And he can move as quickly underwater. Now, underwater is not really that big of a deal. It's really not. It does allow you to dig a little bit further out. But he's got no negative traits to him. His decor is low, and he's got medicine. That, to me, sounds all right. And it's another person that can go ahead and dig for us and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause it now and let them do their thing. Now, as we get further in, we will specify more on who digs, who does this, who does that. But at the beginning, I only do cook and research, because you don't want somebody with no research doing the research, because then it's so slow. Like, look how fast she's going. She's cruising. Absolutely cruising. You go, Caitlin. Sham, you just keep on digging your rocks. Just get back down there and dig your rocks. You shouldn't be up there. Oh, see, he fell asleep. The power guy fell asleep. Alrighty. And they are killing one of the little bugs. Get it. Alright, which gave us some meat. I want to go ahead and prioritize to sweep that up so it doesn't go bad. That's 2 extra meals right there. Alrighty. So it actually looks like we're going to hit the next day. It requires a food source. Now, this is generally the point where I'm going to say, okay, I want to go ahead and get my food source in. We only need to get 1 food source right now. I don't need a ration box. Because this one's not even close to full, and food does go bad if you don't refrigerate it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to go ahead and put the cooking station down, and I'm just going to go ahead and run the power. Now, they're going to fill it in the ration box, and yes, that food will go bad, so we don't need to put a priority on this. We just allow our cook to cook when they need to, when they feel they want to. Now, if my food starts getting too low, and by too low, I mean 2-day cycles. So we have 4 people right now, that's 4,000 a day. If I drop below 8,000, I'm going to hit a priority on that because they need to get that back up. I don't know how long food actually lasts, but I never like to have that little food. As well, I want to go ahead and take a look at the oxygen and just see how it's going. Now, we are starting to get a significant amount of carbon dioxide down here. We're easily going to take that out with the algae terrarium, probably in the next episode. There's really no reason to yet because we still have enough oxygen flow. We've got enough oxygen in the areas we're working in. We don't need to really push that too much. Now, when we break this, the oxygen is going to disperse a little bit, and all of this blue is going to rise, but hopefully we can take care of that pretty quickly. So right now we have unrefrigerated food, which is the meat that we picked up. So I don't really have any issues for that because the rations that they have in there are actually good right now. Like, they have field rations and muck root, and then the meat. So the meat is actually what's unrefrigerated, so it'll go bad. That's not a big deal. We can deal with that. So I think right now we're going to get the food up and running. We're going to go ahead and put down some planter box. Like I said, this will be our planting level. And I do generally like to put a lot in here. I know it produces a lot, but honestly, when food goes bad and you're relying on these, you don't want to have too few of them. And it doesn't really take anything to make them. And as long as you got the seeds, who cares? And then I guess what we'll do for our cots is I don't really want to break this here because there's so much carbon dioxide. However, because carbon dioxide goes down, I can actually break all along. I'll put it in here. I'm going to cancel it though. So I can actually break all along that and all along. Oops, sorry, I accidentally put that in the wrong spot. Let me cancel that and show you what I mean. So we can break all of this. Give us a little bit more fresh oxygen. The carbon dioxide will lower, so what I'll do is I'll put like a ladder here and I'll dig out 2 blocks here. And then that carbon dioxide will go to the bottom where it'll then be turned into the oxygen because of the algae terrariums. And we'll actually just build our cots over here and we'll put a lot of decor in here. And that'll make that really, really nice. And then I think from there, I don't know, we'll find out as we go. For now, I am actually... I'm going to keep with what I said. Or go against what I said. I'm going to go ahead and give them the job of, and I just messed that up so bad. I don't want to double that up. We're going to go ahead and cancel that bottom bit out. And we are going to have them dig this. And then we'll call it good there. Now, we are going to eventually need to break into this area here, right here. just because it's going to be part of our base. We're going to break into this. We're going to break into all of this over here. I mean, all of this. Like, we're going to build... Our base is probably going to be like this by the time we get done with it. It's going to be pretty big. And then we'll have our water canal underneath here, and our carbon... Like, we'll have our water canal here, and then we'll have carbon dioxide here. And then we'll obviously have vents and everything running through, but that'll be another episode. It has officially been 20 minutes. I did not want this to run that long. So I'm actually going to cut it short before the night is over. But I am just going to pick this up right here where you see it now on the next episode. So be sure to tune in to the next episode. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, this is Tessa Gaming here, playing for you.